Showcase of the best players in the NFL is coming up as we celebrate the latest edition of the Pro Bowl. The stars of the AFC and NFC are ready to shine. Next on EA Sports.
This is a very special present on display. The NFL Pro Bowl is underway. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out comes the NFC for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That's his first catch in this, his first Pro Bowl.
And if I were him, I'd keep the football. I know it may seem like a little thing, but as you said, his first Pro Bowl, that's a big announcement to the rest of the league that he's arrived, that he's one of the better players. Keep the football, put it up on the mantle, and celebrate his first Pro Bowl catch. Hopefully there'll be more to come.
Play action. It's Goff. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Just beating the play clock is Goff. Eluding the pressure right. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, that one hurts. I mean, it was 3rd down, of course, but now the penalty, and we're back to 1st down.
Yeah, it hurts momentum in a big way, and they built that up here in the early going. Now, that leaves the opposition with a 1st down. That's a mistake you don't want to make at this point in the game.
Now a play fake, and it's Goff. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Here's 2nd and 10. St. Brown in motion right. Now Goff going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff and look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
Well, they certainly took too long to set up play action. That gave the pass rush time to get home for its first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about the quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
3rd and 12. Goff now looking to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to go down again. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace. Made a scoreless game.
Partner doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. Trying to improvise. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
To the air, Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's Allen. And that is incomplete.
When a linebacker diagnoses a screen, who wins? The quarterback getting a throw over to the back in time, or the linebacker running in to knock it away? With the athleticism of modern linebackers, they win the race more often than not.
So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals. Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Goff. Connects with Kittle underneath. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Goff. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And these two hooked up on a nice gain to play before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. We're scoreless after 1. The NFC with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
We go tonight.
Another try for Barkley. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Justin Jefferson. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter in play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the NFC goes up 7-0. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So now the 8. The offense here coming back out for their second drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Allen going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Henry up the middle. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now Allen. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Second down and 8. On play action, Allen. Short throw caught by Bowers. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
A first down carry for Henry. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's Allen to throw it. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Here's Goff. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, a Cardinal sin there, thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
The AFC offense making their way back out.
And they'll take over here following the interception with good field position and a chance to take the lead with a touchdown. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Here now the NFC to take over on offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 1st down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Rolling to his right.
Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Goff now looks to throw. Flush to his right.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Another big play as they get 28 out of that one.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Goff. Flushed out right.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more on that one and another first down. Goff throwing again.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It's a loss of 14 that time. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Goff now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay a 4-point game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up a great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The AFC offense going to possess the football one more time in this first half.
And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Allen now looks to throw.
Throw left side complete to Chase.
Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing now is Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Flowers. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24.
Now Allen. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Allen again. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. He connected on his first, this from 41. Boswell's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. So we have come upon halftime of this Pro Bowl with the NFC on top of the AFC. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The AFC going to get the ball first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The AFC offense now set to start this 3rd quarter. This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the 3rd quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Allen. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And a loose football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Flowers going to go in motion right. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Allen. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line.
The NFC's offense and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting
as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. From the end zone, Goff escaping the pressure right.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Flush to his right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And it'll be a short field ahead as the AFC takes over 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Jerry Judy, 44 yards. And the AFC has taken the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The AFC coming to the line. They'll go for 2 here. Allen will try to throw for it. Being chased out left. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. Play action. It's Goff. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
What's up, bro?
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Goff now looking to throw. Flushed out right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
I'm just chilling.
We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Here's Goff. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
Yeah. Let's play.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one
significant
there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal.
Here's Goff, staying on his feet, rolling. And he is in. Touchdown NFC. Jared Goff punching it in from a yard away. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. So the previous pass interference call put the ball at the 1-yard line, and then they stick it in on the very next play.
And I love the play call right there. After you get the pass interference call, you've got a defense that's discombobulated a little bit, right? They're protesting the call, upset about what happened. Go right at them. Run the football, and the defense acquiesces, and the ball ends up in the end zone.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The AFC set to take over on offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. Headed second down.
Here's Allen. He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A yard all they need, but it's third down.
Now Allen.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. To the air, Allen.
Open man downfield is Judy. He's got it.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
This will be caught. Judy.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Here's Allen to throw it. It's Kelsey on the ground. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
This 2nd and 4.
Allen going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bowers. And he will score. Touchdown, AFC.
Brock Bowers.
An 11-yard touchdown. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. So that drive goes 8 plays,
and it ends with an AFC touchdown.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Defense.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Again, Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And fights him off.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. 1st down.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's fourth down. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
Defense.
So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
Man, you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Throwing again is Goff. On the move to his... And he is in. Touchdown NFC. Jared Goff taking it in from a yard out. And the NFC just an extra point away. And no sweat. He puts it through. And we are tied here in the fourth. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The AFC's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The offense for the AFC set to go now. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and not have to live with that for the rest of the year.
Here's second down and 3. A give to Henry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. And that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's first and 10. Allen now looks to throw. And quickly to Kelsey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. They've got it first and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Here's first down. To throw is Allen. Now a handoff to Henry.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Throwing, Allen. Henry again on second down. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Here's Allen. They'll run it again with Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Now Allen. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.
The best players in the NFL all on one field as we are underway in this Pro Bowl spectacular. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here comes the AFC for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first Wyoming quarterback to go in the first round, standing 6'5". It's Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
It's not often that we chastise people in a Pro Bowl, but offensive line. Come on now. You got to give him a chance back there. He got clobbered on that play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Henry. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Draw play. This is Henry. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Devontae Turpin is deep for the NFC.
Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the NFC will take over deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Pass interference. Defense.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. Inside the 10. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, 88 yards. And the NFC has taken the early lead. So the NFC with our first touchdown of the game. And, of course, we'll probably see some offense in this one. I don't know, though, that we'll see what we saw in 2013 when the NFC posted 62 points.
You talk about pyrotechnics. That was crazy, even for a Pro Bowl. 62 points. I think you wore out your voice in that one, talking about all the touchdowns that were scored.
I would love to see 63 or more, though, I got to tell you. All about offense in this thing.
Pro Bowl offense. Let's go.
Aubrey good with the PAT.
And that makes the score 7-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So now the AFC offense here coming back out for their second drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
2nd and 10. Throwing now is Allen. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
To throw, it's Allen. Over the middle, complete to Jeudy.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
All told, they get 13 yards on that play.
The goal for any zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Allen. Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a first down again. On play action, Allen. That's caught left side by Jeudy.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
But they're certainly not shied away from throwing the football as they've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Jerry Jeudy from a yard out. And the AFC is an extra point away from tying this game up. So 2nd and goal there from the 1. They go to the air.
And the perfect down to throw the football in this sequence. 2nd down is always kind of that, do they throw it, do they run it? They worked it out to perfection on that one by throwing it into the end zone.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but it's fair to say this defense is going to have to find some way to slow him down. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. Goff now to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. Here's Goff. Here's a diving catch right side. He has already cracked the century mark in receiving in this opening quarter.
It must be something about the night air, because he is putting on an absolute show under the light.
Yeah, we've established anything in his vicinity, he's grabbing it. Here's Goff. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now it's Goff. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. To the air again. Goff. Flush to his right. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late. So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they had plenty of leg.
Off the option, here's Henry. A solid stiff arm. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
To the right side, it's Kelsey. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 7-7, our score after 1. The AFC with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 yards on the carry there, a good run. And now 2nd and goal.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness. Just about got him into the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 1. To the air, Allen. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely first down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on 3rd.
Henry will score. Touchdown AFC. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That is incomplete.
As quarterbacks like to do, he pushed it downfield on that throw. But I think that since he was outside the pocket and there was open space, it would have been a good time for his first carry of the game.
Goff now looking to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Again, Goff. Flushed out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
Goff now looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Well, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. To throw is Goff, escaping the pressure right. That escapes the sack. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the 1st down marker. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Allen going to throw. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Allen. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's Allen. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. From the gun, it's Allen. That'll be pulled in downfield by Collins. And he will. Touchdown AFC. Nico Collins, 43 yards. And the AFC adds on to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
5 plays there on that drive.
And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Off play action. Here's Goff. Flush to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give it.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching him.
back to throw. Goff. Flushed out right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Throwing again is Goff. Dancing to his left.
And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, it looked like they were headed.
Touchdown! C.D. Lamb. A 16-yard touchdown.
And the NFC has now cut it to within 1 score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from C.D. Lamb. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Oh, that's a nice job of clearing space in the middle of the field for your tight end. He's going to start behind the line and run an angle route, hoping to kind of get lost in the middle of the field. And this is put right on him, and he's able to pick up a 1st down.
This will go to Henry out wide.
Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From midfield, here's Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Flowers. And he's got this down to the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And again, it's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Allen now looks to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Allen. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Jamar Chase in the final seconds of the first half. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we have hit halftime of the Pro Bowl with the AFC leading the NFC. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now. We're getting through the break at record pace and right back to football. Third quarter, here we go.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The NFC's offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Eluding the pressure right.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Escaping the pressure right. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Play action. It's Goff. They'll roll him out right.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time.
On him. We'll be back. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Goff throwing again. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Second down and 4.
Gone.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he will carry this one in. Touchdown, NFC. Amon-Ra St. Brown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the NFC able to draw a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. And bulldozing his way through.
And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. The AFC's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Throwing now is Allen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Looking to throw. Allen. Flush to his right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Allen to throw it. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Flushed out right. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
It's NFC football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The AFC about ready to take over on offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Now Allen. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. Shreds the tackle. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. Goff now looking to throw.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
From the gun on third down, Goff connects with Kittle underneath. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The NFC punt team out there now. And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still fourth down.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Delay of game, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty.
And the NFC punt team out there now as he's on here to punt it away. And sneak attack. They're going to run for it. Oh, but he'll be stopped well short of the first down marker, and it's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the AFC is going to get the football back in great field position. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry.
And he's got it down to the 28.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
To throw, it's Allen. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So a chance to give his guys a second-half lead there, but it goes by the wayside.
And, Brandon, that's the worst sound in the world for an NFL kicker. Gong!
That was good. Do that again.
Gong!
Now, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Goff now looks to throw. Forced out to his left.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Here now, 3rd down.
Now Goff. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Max Crosby gets to him for a gigantic loss of 19 yards.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
And the NFC punt team out there now on presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. The offense for the AFC set to go now. Allen. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Here's Allen. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll come up now on second down. To throw is Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Now Allen. Buying time to his left. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Could this be the drive that ultimately wins the game? How about the initiative he just took there? Running with it after he couldn't find a throwing lane, and he drove them into range for a game-winning field goal with that play. What an opportunity they've been presented to come through with the win.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Boswell's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here comes second down. Goff. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
We so often think of these kickers as automatic at any distance, and it's just not the case, because when you start talking about 50-plus yards, that's still a tough one to connect on. This one ends up no good, and that should put to rest any chance of this game getting to overtime.
So it's a victory.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll get to see a battle for conference superiority. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals, and it comes your way next.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and this is Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico with Greg Olsen.
Everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense. the coaching staff, everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll come up now for second down and 4.
Start! Start! Start!
Working out of the gun, Burrow. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. They bring Chase in motion. On first and 10, Burrow. There he goes again.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Second down and 8.
Here we go. 11, 11, 11. 11, MT, Chase.
They'll run it for the first time with Chase Brown. And he'll get this close to a first down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the first down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
On one, ready?
You don't need much. It is third and inches. Gesicki, the man in motion. Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. He's going to have a Bengals first down. He has it by plenty. They keep the drive alive here on third and inches.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A first down throw for Burrow. Gonna get that complete to Jamar Chase. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Second and a yard.
Here we go, here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Now he'll run it. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
Down at the 12. It's first and 10. Here's Burrow. And this time the rush gets home. And down he goes.
Remember what this defense told us in our meetings this week, Mike. They don't think that they're necessarily going to be able to just stifle this offense play after play. They might have to give a little bit of bend, but they can't break. That sack, that is the defense not breaking. Down there near your own goal line, come away with the big play, and see if they can keep points off the board.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Burrow now. This one complete to Higgins. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
A lengthy opening drive. Now comes to this. It is 3rd down.
Here we go.
Throwing is Burrow. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
Fourth down, and the Bengals will bring in Evan McPherson for the field goal try. This will be a 48-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft. Out of USC, it's Sam Darnold.
And this is the opportunity Sam Darnold's been working for. I mean, to resurrect his career after some struggles early on in New York. He's had a bit of a mixed bag, but there is no mistaking the physical talent, the arm strength, the ability to play quarterback at a high level. He has it all. There's a reason he was drafted where he was, Mike, and I think Minnesota has themselves a sleeper here at the quarterback position.
Wow, indecision right away. Delay of game to start this drive.
Still first down.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to let one fly for Addison. And he will dive into the end zone. 78 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on
Delay
top.
of game, offense.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at
Delay
the
of
clock.
game.
Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. On now for the extra point. Here's Will Riker. Oh, he misses the extra point. So maybe that extra distance did factor in. They're unable to add the point after. Riker it out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. Very short kick, taken past the 20. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to get going with their second possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right in.
Play action now. It's Burrow. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
2nd and 7.
Here we go, here we go. Shot.
Now, Burrow. He'll find Brown out of the backfield. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
3rd and 9.
Here we go. 42.
Burrow. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
The Bengals ready to punt this one away. Brandon Powell returns for the Vikings. Returnable from his own 4. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Vikings offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now he takes off. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. Big play after big play to start this drive. 34 for that one. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Vikings with the edge. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game,
5.
offense. Still 1st down.
Here we go, set. Set.
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. That's to the right side and incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Let's give credit to that pass rush for making their presence felt. And although it didn't result in a sack, it's the disruption of the timing that's just enough to force that incompletion.
Throwing, Darnold. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. The play clock down to 0. And this, not the
Delay of
best
game.
of sequences.
Still third down.
The task now, a really tough one. Third and very long. Darnold to throw. Again, working deep downfield. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
This is teach tape for man defense, Mike. I mean, he's not looking back at the quarterback at all. He is in the hip pocket of his receiver. He's staying in phase and in rhythm. And then he knows when the wide receiver's hands go up, attack the ball. And that's about as good as it gets.
So on 4th down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
To throw is Burrow. To the middle of the field. That's taken in by Chase. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3.
Gun, gun. Shot. Shot.
Now, Burrow. That's out to the flat, and it's complete.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Here's 3rd and 2.
Let's get set.
Burrow. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's the punter now, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. Here's Powell to return. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Here's 1st and 10. Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. It's 2nd down. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold.
point for this quarterback. He has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction. The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
The Bengals offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
Here we go.
To throw is Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Here we go, here we go.
Back to throw, Burrow. He's going to run it. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away. Picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow to throw. That's complete. It's Yoshiba. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Gesicki, the man in motion. Burrow here on 2nd down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball, that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. This will be a 48-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bengals will tie the game at 6.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. To return, it's Brandon Powell. Great job there by the coverage team. They get him down at the 12. The Vikings offense ready to take over possession of the football. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. He's going to look for the home run ball. Inside the 30. And he will dive into the end zone. 88 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. Here's Darnold. He'll tuck it and take off. That's caught downfield by Jefferson.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
That'll march them back half the distance, and they'll go from there. On 3rd and long, here's Darnold. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Ryan Wright now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Perhaps he didn't get all of it. Their catch is taken right around midfield. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down.
11 Thomas. 12.
From the shotgun, 12. It's Burrow. A throw on the move is caught. And they'll take this down inside the 35. 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Stop.
Throwing is Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
On 1st down, Burrow. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Here we go, here we go.
2nd down, Burrow. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. So now the Bengals use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock will stop with 34 seconds to go until the break. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and also give some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
The Vikings offense going to take over just before the half, and they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 20. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, 2nd half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Powell now to bring it back. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. The visitors' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. Low-scoring game, all tied. 3rd quarter, And a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. To the left side here. Caught by Addison. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Throwing a comeback route against zone coverage, it could be a little bit tricky. Remember, in zone, the defender's eyes are on the quarterback. So if your receiver doesn't sell that right and this ball's not thrown on time, you're going to end up watching that defender take this thing back the other way.
Here we go, set.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They'll put Addison in motion. Darnold to throw on 1st down. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
That's just such a tough throw. I mean, that's all arm. Being able to get your body turned and throw back across your body. I mean, it's one thing if you're just throwing it a couple yards to a check down. But in this case, he's still willing and able to push the ball downfield. And there does come some danger when you throw back across. But in this case, it's a big completion.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? And that sideline just cannot believe their guy did not come down with that play. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. I frankly don't blame him. I mean, that's a play at this level you just have to make. Your teammates are dependent on it.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. 2nd time they've connected on this drive. And 19 yards out of this one.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation. And that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On play action, here's Darnold. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down. Here's Darnold again. Now he'll run a 2nd effort, and he is in. Sam Darnold. Touchdown, Vikings. That his 2nd touchdown tonight.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the 2nd half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this 2nd half started. Reichert now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Vikings will go up by 7.
Vikings 13, Bengals 6.
Reichert out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. The Bengals offense make their way out to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Let's get set.
Burrow now to throw on first down. That's into the hands of Josivas. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Here we go.
A first down throw for Burrow. This one complete right side. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here. Second and a yard. Gesicki, the man in motion. Now a second down throw for Burrow. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's second and 6.
Here we go.
To throw is Burrow. The throw on the run is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
He runs with it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
On first and 10, Burrow. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
A loss of 5 brings up second and 15 at the 23-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. What a pickup, a gain of 18, and it sets up first and goal.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. He's got his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Bengals. Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bengals touchdown in time for the kickoff. Chandler now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense and Jordan Addison getting ready to get back on the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
Throwing on 2nd down, Darnold. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Bengals have got it.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you...
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. He's going to let one fly for Addison. So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as... The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Jefferson.
And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far that has proven to not be the case.
Darnold to throw again. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. To throw again is Darnold. Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss. It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. Important punt here in this tie game late. And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. We're all even, 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10.
On one, ready? Here we go. Stop.
Here's Burrow. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
They bring Chase in motion. Burrow here on second down. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's going to have just a couple here, but there is a marker on the field as well.
Automatic first down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. They find Brown out of the backfield. It'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
You can't teach speed. And a guy like this is just a nightmare for these linebackers. He's got a running start at them. You have no idea which way he's going to go. And he ends up just running right by you.
On one, ready?
So, from the 39, they come up on first and 10. To throw is Burrow. He's going to tuck it and go. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. Let's get set. What is that?
Throwing is Burrow. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The visitors' offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. That's caught downfield by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. On first and 10, here's Darnold. To the middle of the field, taken in by Addison. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. They'll go play action with Darnold. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. But fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down. That is caught. And he'll take it on in. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Minnesota. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow. That's complete. It's Yosivov. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
Taken in by Gesicki. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll run here with Brown. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
Here we go.
39-yard line.
42.
Gesicki, the man in motion. On 1st down, Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow. He's got Gesicki open down the field. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. This offense in good shape. 2 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning as they line up for 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Yosivov. He is in. Andre Yosivov. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A critical extra point is up and good. They have taken a 1-point lead here in the late stages of this with the lead. After that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. Howell now to bring it back. Yeah. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense over 300 yards passing in the game and has been sharp right from the start. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play.
Another really nice throw right there, and as you can see the numbers he's been able to put up here, I'm a little surprised, if I'm being honest, Mike, with just how easy it seems to have been. It just seems like he's made every right decision every time that he's decided to throw the ball.
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. He'll go right back to Jefferson. They connect again.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. The offense having a tough time with this noise. It's 3rd and 6. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Darnold to the air once more. And that is incomplete. They had their chance and took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive.
11 mighty, 11 MT, 11.
They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And just a short gain there, down to the 38.
On point, ready?
Look them up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Brown. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
1-1, ready?
They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. So this one in the win column for the Bengals. It was a closely fought affair, but they're able to survive, and they eke out a 1-point victory. On X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.